Welcome back, trainers. So the time has come for a new IV checker in Pokemon Go. And I'm not talking about any sort of third-party app. This is actually within the game. This is going to be in the new update. I'm currently on Android. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have here. So you're going to go ahead and appraise it. And then this is going to pop up here. Now I'm going to take you through the steps on how to understand exactly what number is going to be where. So we have that 15 in HP. That's going to indicate that it's completely maxed out when it is red. And then we're going to sit at 12 in attack. Now I know that because I've done several checks and looked at my other IV checker to see exactly where they're at. And I can see the different stages. For the attack, if it was at 14, it would be almost to the very end and still be in the orange. And now for the defense, it's at 12. All right, so pretty interesting stuff there, guys. Now let's go ahead and look at the current version that I have. Sorry, I can't battle right now. And let's see where we're at. So this is going to be on Android version 0.149.0G. All right, I'm not too sure what it's going to be for the iOS. Let's go ahead and look at the 100% IV Pokemon so you have an understanding on what that looks like. So they're going to be completely maxed out there. It stays 3 stars and it just becomes pink for that icon in the corner there. And the attack, defense, and HP are all going to be maxed out. Now let's go ahead and look at another Pokemon so I can kind of give you an understanding on where it's going to be landing here. So something that I haven't completely checked or don't really remember 100% on where these numbers are going to land. Let's see if I can test myself to see after doing a few of these examples already. So the defense, it looks like it's going to be sitting at possibly, I'd say 11. The HP is going to be at 13. And then the attack is obviously going to be maxed out. See, I've understand this by now because I've done several checks and I can tell where that space is depending upon where the bar is moving on what the specific number is going to be. Now let's go ahead and look at the Garchomp here so we can get a read on this. All right, so we're sitting at a 12 for the attack. The defense is going to be 14. So there you go. You have a good understanding as to what it'll look like if it was 14. It's almost there, but not quite. And then the HP is actually going to be completely maxed out with 15 in IVs. Now let's just look at another one, keep going through different examples, and then we're going to do a comparison with the Mewtwo with the IV checker compared to Pokemon Go's new checker so we can see exactly where these numbers are going to be spaced out here. And then we have the Salamence, which is of course going to be 15 in attack, 15 in HP, and then that defense is going to be sitting at about 12 because it's not completely over to the end and it's not all the way back. Now, if it was one more space over, it would be 11. And like I said, just going through the motions many times here and knowing exactly what these numbers are going to be already on these Pokemon, I have a good idea as to where it's going to land. Now, let's go ahead and look at an example so you can have a better understanding and I can show you where these bars are going to land for a specific number. All right, now for the Mewtwo, we see with the Calci IV that it's going to have 12 attack, 15 defense, and then 15 stamina. Then if we look at Pokemon Go's new IV checker, we do see that yellow in attack, and it's just 2 spaces beyond that second bar. That is going to be indicating that it's at 12. If it was one more space over, it'd be 13. And then if it was almost to the very end of the bar, it would be 14. So that will be the best way to indicate if you do have one of these checkers. Do it a few times, and then you should be able to start memorizing exactly what IV is going to be where for this new IV checker. This is fantastic, guys. No longer are you going to have to continuously open up this third-party app to check your IVs because this is going to be a great indication. But like I said before, it's not going to give you the exact number for the new Pokemon Go IV checker, but if you do start memorizing exactly where these bars are going to land, you will know exactly what the IVs are going to be. This is going to be great, especially for PvP, seeing that we're going to be looking for that lower attack, and now you're going to be able to tell. It's not like we didn't have a source on how to find out before, but this is just going to give you a faster way to understand. Say you're grinding on community day and you don't want to pull up this app continuously, go in and out of the app, and you just want to catch a bunch of Pokemon. You're going to be able to simply check it without having to do that. And if you know exactly where these bars are going to land and what point it's going to be at, you'll be able to know exactly what those IVs are going to be. Folks, this is fantastic news here. Thank goodness that they changed this. And if you're thinking to yourself, okay, this is great and all, but we still don't have the exact numbers, why don't they just give it to us? I think they want to leave a little bit to your imagination, which is perfectly fine. I think that's okay. And like I said, as soon as you start using this over and over again, you'll have a good understanding as to where exactly the number is going to be for that specific IV. Like going into those other Pokemon, I knew pretty much exactly what they were going to be. Now let's go ahead and do a few more checks with the new Pokemon Go checker so I can see and test myself if I know exactly what those IVs are going to be for those Pokemon. All right, now let's go ahead and test myself to see if I know exactly what I'm talking about here. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And I'm also going to show you a trick. You can just push the arrow and move right over to the next Pokemon. And you can keep doing that, so on and so on. It's fantastic, getting an exact reading immediately. So for the attack on this Mewtwo, it's going to be sitting at 12. The defense is going to be at 12. And then the stamina, of course, is going to be at 15. Stamina being the HP. Moving over to the next one, I can see that the attack is going to be at 12. Defense is going to be 15. HP is sitting at 11 because it's just past that second bar there. And then going on to the next one, I can see that the attack is going to be sitting at 13, defense 15, and then HP is going to be 14. It's almost to the edge, but not quite there. Then moving on to the next one, we have that nice shiny lucky Kyogre. The attack is going to be sitting at 14, defense is going to be at 13, and HP is going to be at 12. The Groudon here is going to be at 13 attack. The defense is going to be sitting at 10 because it's past the bar there. So that's a good indication as well. It's going to be right at the end of that second line. And then the HP is going to be sitting at 14. The Slacking is going to be sitting at 11 attack, 14 defense, and then 12 HP. The Slacking is going to be sitting at 14 attack, 10 defense, and then 10 stamina. The Garchomp is going to be sitting at 12 attack, 14 defense, and then 15 stamina. Dialga, of course, is going to have max defense and HP, and that attack is going to be sitting at 13. The Ho-Oh is going to have max attack and defense, both 15, and then with that HP sitting at 12. Now, let's go ahead and do something here. Let's back out and see if we can find some like horrible Pokemon. So let's go recent. All right, well, I don't have anything recent that's going to be bad, but let's just look at some Scroopies here that I caught for trading. Because these are not going to be something I kept because I had great IVs. I'm just keeping them for trade. All right, so now I'm going to have, this is going to be a little bit off for me because I'm not too sure exactly where, but I'm going to take a guess and say that defense is going to be sitting at 2, the attack is going to be at 3, and then the HP is going to be at 10. Now the attack is going to be at 1. Now that's a good indication there. See? All right, it's going to be 1 for attack. Defense is going to be 11, and then I'm going to take a wild guess and say the HP is going to be sitting at 7, about 7 or so. Each bar is indicating 5, so each space is 5. So if it has attack up to that second line, that's going to indicate 10, and then if it's completely maxed, that's 15, right? So that's going to be the best way for you to know each space is going to be 5. And then this is going to be sitting at 7 attack, about 3 defense, and then I'd say 7 HP. So that's pretty neat because I've never even looked at any horrible IV Pokemon before doing this video or anything. This is straight me just going off the top of my head and seeing if I can test myself here. The attack on this shiny Drifloon is going to be sitting at, I would say, 9 attack. Defense is going to be 14, and then that stamina is going to be sitting at 7 or so. The Skorupi is going to be at 6 attack. Defense is going to be 5 because it's within that first bar, and like we went over, each space is going to be counting for 5, and then that HP is going to be sitting at 2. This shiny Magikarp here, oh wow, that's pretty good. All right, so defense is going to be 15. The attack is going to be sitting at 13, and then the stamina is going to be sitting at 2. This Groudon here is going to be 14 attack, 12 defense, and then max stamina. All right, so are you getting the understanding here? The stamina, or the stamina for this one, HP is going to be 0 because there's no bars. All right, so this is pretty neat, guys. I'm really happy for this. Yes, no exact numbers, but to be honest with you, this is making you think more. This is testing yourself, and I actually enjoy that. So this Vesp Queen that I do have for PvP is going to be sitting at max HP. Defense is going to be at 7, and then the attack is going to be at, let's say, that's 12, right? My shiny Nidoran here, the attack is going to be 5, defense is going to be 6 because it's one space past, each bar counting for 5, and then that HP is going to be sitting at 2. This shiny Chikorita, the HP is going to be sitting at 12, defense is going to be sitting at 11, and the attack is going to be at 6. So the more you do this, the better you're going to be able to understand it, and hopefully I'm helping you out. If you guys do enjoy this, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up, because I will continuously bring you the news you need to know. But before I let you go, let's just go over a few more Pokemon so you have a great understanding, and hopefully this is really helping you out. Attack is going to be sitting at 12 for the Riolu. The defense is going to be at 14, and then the stamina is going to be at 13. For this Executor here, Lucky, the attack is going to be sitting at 12, defense 14, and then the HP is going to be at 12 as well. All right, this Groudon, max HP, defense 12, attack 14. And then we have this Pichu. How about we do some fun here? Let's go with the shiny Pokemon. Let's put in shiny, and there. Let's start off with these Entei. Great, fresh yesterday. Attack is going to be max. That defense is 12, and then the HP is going to be 13. So I'm actually learning this as I'm teaching you guys, and I pretty much already have it down. And here's another great example for each space being 5. So I can tell you right off the bat, this is going to be 10 all around, because it is going to be that 1900. And I think this is actually a fantastic way to show you. So this is going to be the floor for the raids. Yesterday, of course, I got a shiny that was 10, 10, 10. And there you go. Each bar is counting for 10, and it's landing flush on each one of those lines, indicating so. Moving on to the next one here, we do have 14 in attack, 10 in defense, and 10 in stamina. This shiny Hariyama is going to be a 13 in attack, defense 14, and then HP is going to be 12. It's one space beyond the attack, so that's another indicator there. And this shiny Igglybuff is going to be sitting at 12 attack, 11 defense, and then 13 HP. Now this is another fantastic example here, because each one is just one space away from each other, and it's giving you a great example as to what number those are going to be there. If you're a little confused and lost here, guys, it's all right. It's like learning your times tables. Once you've learned them and memorized them, you're going to just be able to just say it right off the bat immediately, and you'll be able to just get it down fast. All right, and then you have attack on the shiny Scyther, which this is kind of ideal for PvP here. The defense could be a little bit better, but the attack is fairly low. It's sitting at 7. Defense is going to be sitting at 11, and the HP is going to be at 14. Now this shiny Spoink has literally 0 attack, max defense, and then that HP is going to be sitting at about 8, right? And then we already been over the Drifbloom here, that Magikarp, right? The Cresselia, all right? The attack is going to be sitting at 7, defense 10, and then HP is going to be at 11. So there you have it, trainers. Hopefully I was able to help you out here. And once you get it down, it's going to be easy money. Now this shiny Sunglasses Squirrel is going to be a nice 100, obviously sitting flush, completely maxed out on every level. So I do like this system quite a bit. If you're still a little bit frustrated and annoyed that Niantic didn't add actual numbers, I don't know what to tell you. You can still possibly use your IV checkers, I suppose. But for me, I think it's not a thing of the past. I might use it once in a while, but for the most part, I'm going full on this, because I can literally tell exactly what the IV is going to be now. Yes, it doesn't show the number, but I know. I memorize exactly where that bar is going to land and what number it's going to be, and you can do the exact same thing. This video should have helped you out and given you a great understanding there. So with that said, trainers, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, yet again, please give this video a big thumbs up, and I will be catching you all next time. Take care.